you are married. And good day, viewers. You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Blessing Busu. If you are just seeing my face for the first time, you're welcome. And if you are my returning subscriber, thank you so much. I love you. So today, it is a day to my wedding anniversary. I'll be 5 years in marriage tomorrow. Today being 13th of December. Now, whenever I remember this day, I kind of feel so many mixed emotions inside of me. It was a black day for my family. It was a dark day. It was more like a dark moment for me myself, because well, it's a day to my wedding. I was supposed to be happy. Everything was supposed to be going on smoothly and beautifully. Of course, the beginning of that particular day was happy. It was a day of joy for me, because I felt everyone was gathering for me. Everyone was gathering. People were coming from north, south, west, every part of the country just to come and celebrate me. Everything was all rosy till in the evening. So I gathered my friends, we went out, we left my house, we went out for the bridal shower. I had some of my people coming from Lagos. They were my closest family. They were more like my father, my mother, my brother,
and my children
were coming for me all the way from Lagos to the north, to Niger State to be precise. So they were coming and we've been hearing, where are you guys? We are in so place, we are in so place. Until around 7 p.m. that evening, I called one of my brothers in the bus, and they were like, they're already very close. Their journey to my place was less than 45 minutes. Like, we were already so expectant. I was already telling them, don't worry, we've been traveling since morning, you will soon see me. We will soon see. After the bridal shower, I went home, and then I saw people say they were already gathering, everybody in their own, with their own carcass, everybody. What is happening? And they said, well, when last did I hear from them? And I said, I still heard from them not up to 30 minutes ago. And they were like, the person was like, oh, you don't even know anything. I was like, I don't even know anything. What happened? And he said they had an accident. And they have not been able to reach any one of them except the person that had called them that they had their accident. Before you know, my dad was already very restless. I had already became restless too. You can only imagine a calm and happy situation all of a sudden turning to chaos. Everybody became disturbed, faces that changed. People were no longer able to laugh. They were like, and I didn't even know what to do. So some of us, we gathered ourselves with my friends, and we started praying that everything should just go on smoothly. We pray that no evil or nothing so fatal had happened to them. My dad left very late at night, around 9:10. He left my place. He traveled down to the local government that they were. when they got there, okay, they took them to Ilorin. They took them to Ilorin. So my dad traveled down to Ilorin to the hospital. He didn't come back till the next morning. Now you can imagine from that night till in the morning, imagine how restless that everyone was. I had my uncle in the car, I had my aunts in the car, I have my favorite cousin in the car, I had my little baby. I had my little baby there was barely 2 years old, and she was my little bride. And our mom in that same car. Now, a trailer, according to what I was told, a trailer colluded with their bus, and I think they ran under the trailer, or their car was unrecognizable. Like, you could never believe that people actually came out of this bus. So that night they brought back my wife, that's my uncle's wife, and my little baby. They brought them back to there. They were the only ones that actually came out safely. So my little baby had no scratch, nothing on her. My uncle's wife had just a little scratch at her forehead here, and but the shock, they were so much in shock. She was practically not herself. Like, she actually witnessed that kind of an accident, and nothing happened to her. When I saw my baby, I was like, because of my wedding, because they were coming for my wedding, this kind of a thing had to happen today. They were coming to celebrate with me. They were coming to thank God for me. They were coming to share my joy. They were coming to share my joy. And this kind of thing had to happen to them. I remember that during the preparation for the wedding, one of my uncle's wife told me she had a dream that something would happen and I would not want to get married again. Like, something will happen. I was like, what would have happened that would make me say I do not want to get married again? What? Well, I actually thought it was my husband that would have done something, because I felt, what could have happened? And even when she told me, I was like, my husband to be there could not have done anything that would have warranted that, because we did not just say we want to get married. We were not matchmaked. We met, we became friends, we fell in love and decided to get married. So I cannot fathom why something will happen and I would say I was no longer ready to get married. So when that night, I was no longer my. These people that I had just said had an accident are part of my life. They are significant part of my family. When I left my parents' house after graduation, I was shuffling between their houses. I will live here, I will go there, and they all loved me. They do not just love me, I also loved them. So just imagine how I was feeling and also trying not to cry. I had to pet my baby because the shock was all over her. She was practically shaky. I would look at her, Jenny, are you okay? She would look back at me. She started crying later. She wanted to go to her mommy. Her mommy was not even in the right frame of mind because all she was shouting was her husband. So the next morning, they started rushing. Okay, we were already late for the engagement. They started rushing. Let's just do it. We've already fixed a date. Let us just do it anyhow. My dad only came home. He only rushed home, bathed, and sat down as the father of the bride. The joy was not really there. I was forcing myself to smile. I was forcing myself to do everything. Why? Because there was actually a point where I felt that I believed that God had saved them. I believed that they would not die. I believed that things would get better and I would hear good news from them. But what would happen if after everything became over and I had to look back at my pictures and I see myself moody, ugly, no joy? That means I will continue to have double of this experience every day I see my picture album. So I decided, I said, while I am praying, while I am hoping to see them alive, to see them fine, I hope that I can still try to smile. So I decided to pick up myself. I laughed. I danced, even if it was not the way I had planned it. But I tried. I tried to hold myself. I tried to laugh. I tried to smile at my guest. I tried to dance so that the whole thing would not become a funeral for me. So after the whole thing, after the whole wedding, after we did it like that, it was so obvious that something actually happened to us. After the whole wedding and everything, while coming back to my marital base, we decided that we're going to see them at the hospital. You know, seeing them at the hospital again was another heartbreaking moment for me because the first person I saw was my uncle. He was closer to the door and I saw his leg hanged. And I was like, I looked at him and he said, Blair, you are married. And I said, sorry, because of me. He was trying to cheer me up. He was telling me that God knows best. He knows why all this had happened. But these were the people that were supposed to make my wedding more filled with laughter, because whenever I see them, I feel I have backbones. Whenever I see them, I feel my parents are not alone. Now, you seeing that kind of a person lying down helplessly because of you. So he said I shouldn't worry, that it will be fine. I said okay. I proceeded to see my aunt, who had also woken up. She had also woken up and she was like, let's sing Akori. You know, the way I was seeing them and the way they were greeting me, made me feel that even in that kind of position, they still wished me well. They still wished me happiness. They still prayed for me. And the one that broke my heart the most was when I proceeded to see my cousin. It was a very special part of my life. In fact, I don't think that there are some decisions that I make that I do not seek his opinion on. He was somebody that I held. I don't know how to explain it. But he was an older and a special cousin to me. When I saw him, he wasn't sleeping, he was awake, but he was not fine. He was bandaged, he laughed, he called me Blessing, Mrs. Bosu. I could not laugh, I could not smile, I was just crying because I knew that he was forcing himself to smile at me. Little did I even know that he just woke up. He was actually unconscious. He was almost declared dead on arrival. But God brought him back. God brought him back to us. And even to today, he does not even remember I actually came to him, because I think part of his memory then, maybe things that happened at that period, he could not remember. Because the day I was saying, I came to see you in the hospital, he was like, did you really come? You see this little experience, it is not even so little, because to me it is big. But I thank God because they are alive today. They are fine. I know at that moment some of them lost some opportunities, because I know my cousin lost so many things at that period. Things that could have bettered his life. He lost them because of me. And he never stopped loving me, because I know that, yes, he still loved me. He still loves me. He never stopped loving me. Whenever I remember this day, I remember him, I remember my aunt, I remember my uncle, I remember his wife, I remember my little baby, and I am so grateful to God for their lives. I am so appreciative that God kept them for. I am so grateful that up until now, God has been faithful towards me with them. And I know that things are finally going to get back together again. Because, you see, there are still little things, little remembrance of that accident in their lives. It is not something that anyone can forget. Whenever I see my uncle, I see my accident on him. Whenever I see my cousin, I see my accident on him. Whenever I see my aunt, I see it on her. It is not something that we would forget so easily. 5 years has passed, at least today makes it 5 years. And I am still grateful to God. And if by chance they come across this video, I want to say thank you to you. Yes, Friday, thank you so much. Big Mommy, thank you so much. Emma Buck, my special cousin, thank you so much. You know that I love you all. You know that. And I can give anything for all of you. I am grateful to my parents because my father, you would know easily that something had happened to him, but he still came back for me. Thank you, Daddy. I am grateful. To my mom, thank you so much. I am grateful. Thank you so much. I am grateful. To everyone that directly or indirectly got affected by this, thank you for everything. Thank you for the care. Thank you for the love. Thank you. Because without you, there is no me. Without God, there is no us. Thank you for being helpful. Thank you. And I want to wish myself, before tomorrow, happy 5 years anniversary to me. Thank you so much for watching this video.